Hey everyone, it's Lisa Mears here. Welcome back to my channel and thanks for being here. Today I'm sharing another fun Halloween card that I made using products from Pretty Pink Posh's latest release. I'll show you how to create a fun Halloween wreath and I'll be adding a cute ghost as the centerpiece. So let's take a look at the products I'll be using. This is the Layered Halloween Wreath Stencil. It's a 3-layer stencil which will allow you to make a wreath with different Halloween icons. And I'll also be using the ghost holder die set. It has this large ghost and the hands actually cut out so you can put a pumpkin inside or candy. There's even a little trick or treat bag that you can put in the ghost's hands. I'll be bringing in some other products along the way, but those are the two products from the brand new release that I wanted to show you right up front. And I will have links to all of the products I used today down in the description box of this YouTube video. So if you're interested in anything you see, check out the links down below. So I'm starting out with the Layered Halloween Wreath Stencils, and I put it on a piece of white cardstock. I am using the scrapbook.com mixed media smooth cardstock as the cardstock of choice when I do blending. These stencils are 6 inches by 6 inches and the cardstock is also 6 inches wide, so it just fits perfectly on that cardstock, and that cardstock is great to use for any kind of blending, even watercoloring. So here I started with the ghosts and I just put a little bit of gray ink along the edges just so that they pop a little bit off of that white cardstock. I also used a yellow ink for the stars, and I'm coming in with a red ink for some of the jelly beans. I also color a few of those jelly beans green, and the inks I'm using are the scrapbook.com inks, but you can use any inks here that you choose, as well as any colors that you choose. I was trying to go with some traditional Halloween colors for this background, but of course you can go with non-traditional colors or whatever you like here. So I went ahead and removed that first layer stencil and added the second stencil, just aligned it with my cardstock and then held it down there with my magnet so it doesn't move. And now I'm going to go ahead and ink up the stencil openings for this particular stencil, starting with the pumpkins. So I'm using my orange spice ink for the pumpkins. And then I'm going to come in with a yellow ink to ink up the candy corn and the moon shapes. And when I finish that, I'm going to remove this layer of the stencil and then I'm going to line up the last layer. So this third layer has some spiders and it has some bats, and I'm going to ink those up with the black ink. There's also the faces for the pumpkins, which I'll ink those in black as well. The stencils also have some candy corn on them, and each layer of the stencil has a different piece of the candy corn, so I will be inking up the last piece of the candy corn with this last stencil. You see me putting some ink there at the white area of the bottom of the cardstock, and that's just because I don't want such a thick layer of ink when I ink up the stencil opening, so I'm just wiping some of the ink off of my finger dauber before I go in and ink up the stencil. In addition, I also got a little bit of the black ink on the yellow finger dauber, so I was wiping that black ink off of it before I went in and inked up the rest of the stencil. Looks like I did get a little bit of green on the bottom of my ghost from where the jelly bean was a little bit close to that ghost. I should have used a smaller ink blending brush on that jelly bean so it didn't overlap, or I could have used some mint tape to mask off the ghost. But I'm going to go ahead and just try and erase some of that green ink off of the ghost using my mono sand eraser. This eraser, it does erase pencil, like colored pencil, and it will also erase ink, and it did a pretty good job there of getting some of that green off of the ghost. I really love this wreath because it makes a quick and easy card. If you wanted just to put a sentiment in the middle, you can, but I am going to be making a ghost as the centerpiece, so I'm going to take this ghost die from the ghost holder die set and die cut a piece of white cardstock, and I am going to ink the edges just with a little bit of light gray ink. I just want to add a little bit of depth to my ghost so it's not completely white, and adding the gray ink will do just that. You can see how the hands, they do cut out of the cardstock, so you can put something in the ghost's hands, and I'm going to be putting a pumpkin in his hands today, and I'll do that in just a few minutes. But first I'm going to add the face, so I'm going to put some glue for the eyes and then add the black eyes. So there is a die that's included with this die set to cut the eyes and the mouth out. So I'm using tweezers and my Craft Pick Pro tool to just add these small die cuts to the ghost. And I went ahead and die cut the pumpkin with some orange cardstock, and I'm just adding some orange ink to the edges to add some more depth. And it also has the word boo that I die cut in black, and I'm going to add that to the center of the pumpkin. You can see how it fits perfectly on that pumpkin. I'm going to add the pumpkin to the ghost, and I'm going to put the hands over top of the sides of the pumpkin so it looks like it's holding it. That pumpkin also has a stem that die cut out separately, and I die cut that with some brown cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and add that stem now that my pumpkin is secure to the ghost. Next, I'm going to use the largest die of the torn stitch rectangles from Pretty Pink Posh, and I'm just going to center it up on that stenciled background and die cut that background out. You can see the torn edge. It does have stitching on it too. I thought that torn edge would be super fun for a Halloween card. And I'm going to put some double-sided adhesive foam on the back of my ghost because I want the ghost popped up a little bit on that card panel. So I don't want it to be flat, I just want it to be raised a tiny bit, so I'm using the thin foam from scrapbook.com to do that. I'll go ahead and add that to the center of the open area of the wreath. And then I just took out some pink ink and just added some rosy cheeks to my ghost. And then I'm going to add that to a black card panel. And my black card panel is cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then I'll take that entire piece and add it to an A2 size card base. So that's going to complete my card for today. And once again, if you are interested in any of the supplies that you saw today, please check the links in the description box below. And as always, if you like this video and you like videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.